Okay, I'm going to say something that might upset you. Everything you think you know about what changes during menopause, it's probably wrong. Not because of you, but because you've been fed incomplete information, half-truths, surface-level stuff that misses the real story. So here's my question. Are you ready to know what actually changes? Not the sanitized version, not the, oh, you'll get hot flashes version. The real, complete, nobody else is telling you this version. Because once you know, you can't unknow it. And your whole approach to menopause is going to shift. Let's go. All right, so here's what most people think changes during menopause. Your period stops. You get hot flashes. Maybe some mood swings. That's it, right? Wrong. So incredibly wrong. That's like saying a butterfly goes into a cocoon and comes out with different wings. Technically true. But you're missing the part where its entire body dissolves into cellular soup and rebuilds itself from scratch. That's what menopause is, a complete biological reorganization. And nobody tells you that part. So, let me tell you what actually changes. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff. I'm talking about the changes happening deep in your cells, your brain, your metabolism, your relationships, your entire sense of self. The stuff that's actually running the show, but nobody mentions. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Because this is the education your doctor didn't give you. This is what every woman deserves to know before she's in the middle of the chaos wondering what the hell is happening to her body. Let's start with the big one that nobody talks about. What really changes? Number 1. Your brain's entire operating system. You thought menopause was about your ovaries, right? About reproduction shutting down? Nope. Menopause is a brain event. Your brain is going through as much change as your ovaries. Maybe more. Here's what's actually happening. Estrogen isn't just a reproductive hormone. Estrogen has receptors in your brain. Tons of them. In your hippocampus, memory center, your prefrontal cortex, decision-making and impulse control, your amygdala, emotional regulation, your hypothalamus, temperature control, hunger, thirst. For decades, estrogen has been running all these systems. It's been facilitating neurotransmitter production, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, GABA, helping neurons communicate across synapses, supporting neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to create new pathways and adapt. And now it's declining, dramatically, sometimes in erratic waves, so your brain is essentially upgrading its operating system. Like when your phone forces you to update to iOS 18 and suddenly everything's in a different place and nothing works the way it used to. Except this upgrade takes years, and during the installation process, you get glitches, your memory glitches. You walk into rooms and forget why. You lose words mid-sentence. Simple words you've used 1,000 times just vanish. Your emotional regulation glitches. You cry at dog food commercials. You rage at your partner for breathing too loud. You feel nothing when you used to feel everything, or everything when you used to feel stable. Your sleep glitches. You wake up at 3 a.m. like someone set an alarm. Your mind races. Your body's exhausted, but your brain won't shut off. Your temperature control glitches. You're burning up when everyone else is comfortable. You're freezing when the room is warm. Your internal thermostat is completely broken. This is why you feel like you're losing your mind. You're not. Your brain is rebuilding itself, creating new neural pathways, finding new ways to function without the estrogen it's relied on for 30, 40 years. And here's the wild part. The part that gives me chills every time I think about it. when it's done, when the upgrade is complete. Your brain actually becomes more integrated. Research shows postmenopausal women develop better bilateral brain processing. You start using both hemispheres more effectively. Your intuition sharpens. Your pattern recognition improves. You become better at connecting dots that seem unrelated. You see through bullshit faster. You make decisions with more clarity. It's like you were running on one processor your whole life, and suddenly you have access to the full system. But during the transition, it feels like your brain is broken. It's not, it's just under construction. And construction sites are messy, loud, and chaotic, but something beautiful is being built. What really changes? Number 2, your metabolism. Everyone talks about weight gain during menopause. Oh, your metabolism slows down. It's just harder to lose weight after 50. Welcome to middle age, honey. That's not the full story, not even close. Here's what actually changes. Your entire energy production system shifts. See, estrogen helps regulate insulin sensitivity. It helps your cells actually use the glucose you eat for energy instead of storing it as fat. It helps your mitochondria, your cells, energy factories, produce ATP efficiently. It signals your body to store fat in certain places, hips, thighs, breasts, rather than others. When estrogen declines, all of that changes, and I mean all of it. Your cells become more insulin resistant. The same amount of insulin doesn't have the same effect anymore. So your pancreas has to produce more insulin to get glucose into your cells. Higher insulin, more fat storage. It's a vicious cycle. Your mitochondria don't work as efficiently. They produce less ATP, cellular energy, from the same amount of food. So you're tired all the time, but you're also gaining weight. It feels like a sick joke. Your body doesn't process food the same way anymore. The same meal that used to give you steady energy for 4 or 5 hours now spikes your blood sugar, crashes you 2 hours later, sends you hunting for carbs and sugar, and gets stored as fat more easily. And here's the kicker. The thing that makes women feel like their bodies have betrayed them. Your body changes where it stores fat. It shifts from subcutaneous fat, under your skin, on your hips and thighs, the kind that makes your jeans fit tight but isn't particularly dangerous, to visceral fat, deep in your abdomen, around your organs, the kind that increases inflammation and disease risk. Why? Why would your body do this? Because visceral fat can actually produce small amounts of estrogen. Your body is trying to create an alternative estrogen source to replace what your ovaries aren't making anymore. Your body is literally trying to help you, but it feels like betrayal. It feels like you wake up one day and suddenly have a belly you never had before, and no matter what you do, it won't go away. And when people, doctors, trainers, even friends, say just eat less and exercise more, they're missing the point entirely. Your metabolism has fundamentally changed. The old rules don't apply. You need a fundamentally different approach, one that works with your new metabolic reality instead of fighting against it. What really changes? 3. Your stress response system. This is the one that sneaks up on you, and it explains so much. For most of your reproductive years, estrogen helped buffer your stress response. It kept your cortisol, stress hormone, from going too high. It helped you recover from stress faster. It gave you resilience. You could handle a stressful job, difficult relationships, financial pressure, family drama, all of it. You were the one everyone leaned on, the one who could handle anything. Now that estrogen is declining, your stress response system is amplified. It's like someone turned up the volume on every stressor in your life. The same stressors that you used to handle fine now feel overwhelming. Your cortisol spikes higher and stays elevated longer. Your recovery time is slower. Your nervous system is more reactive. And here's why this matters. Why this is so critical to understand. Cortisol affects everything. High cortisol disrupts your sleep. It tells your body you're in danger, so sleep feels unsafe. You can't fall asleep or you wake up at 3 a.m. with your heart racing. High cortisol increases belly fat storage, specifically visceral fat. Your body thinks you're under threat and stores emergency fuel around your organs. High cortisol impairs memory. It literally shrinks your hippocampus over time. That brain fog you're experiencing, cortisol is part of it. High cortisol suppresses your immune system. You get sick more often. You heal slower. Inflammation increases throughout your body. High cortisol makes you crave sugar and carbs. Your body wants quick energy because it thinks you're in survival mode. So you're raiding the pantry at 3 p.m. looking for cookies. High cortisol interferes with thyroid function. Even if your thyroid hormones are normal, high cortisol can block them from working properly. So you have all the symptoms of hypothyroidism, fatigue, weight gain, hair loss, cold hands and feet, but your labs come back normal. So when you feel like you can't handle stress like I used to, that's not weakness. That's not you getting old or losing your edge. That's biochemistry. Your stress buffering system has changed. This is why things that never bothered you before suddenly feel unbearable. Why you need more recovery time. Why small stressors can send you into a spiral. Why you might need to say no to things you used to say yes to. Your nervous system is operating with different parameters now, and that requires different strategies. What really changes? For 4, your sleep architecture. Everyone knows menopause affects sleep. Oh, night sweats wake you up. Hot flashes disrupt your rest. Just keep a fan by your bed. But that's not the whole story. Not even half of it. Here's what actually changes. Your sleep structure changes. The actual stages of sleep, light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, they all get disrupted. Why? 2 main reasons. First, declining progesterone. Progesterone is your calming hormone. It facilitates GABA production, your brain's off switch. It's what allows you to transition from awake to asleep, and from light sleep to deep sleep. When progesterone drops, which happens first in perimenopause, often years before estrogen declines, your ability to achieve and maintain deep sleep crashes. You might fall asleep okay, but you don't stay asleep. Or you sleep, but you never reach deep sleep. You're stuck in light sleep all night, which is why you wake up exhausted even though you slept for 8 hours. Second, your circadian rhythm shifts. The timing of your melatonin production changes. Your internal clock gets reset. You might get sleepy earlier in the evening. Suddenly, you're falling asleep at 8:30 p.m. like a child, and wake up earlier in the morning, 4 a.m., and you're wide awake. Or the opposite. You become a night owl when you never were before. You're wired until midnight, can't fall asleep, then can't wake up in the morning. Your body's sense of time is recalibrating. And here's why this matters more than anything. Deep sleep is when your brain consolidates memories, clears out cellular waste, including proteins linked to Alzheimer's, processes emotions, and repairs tissue. Deep sleep is when your body produces growth hormone, which repairs muscle and supports metabolism. Deep sleep is when your immune system does its most important work. So when you're not getting deep sleep, everything else falls apart. Memory gets worse. Brain fog thickens. Emotional regulation becomes impossible. Physical recovery slows down. Your immune system weakens. Inflammation increases. Weight gain accelerates. This is why sleep is the foundation. Fix sleep, and everything else gets easier. Ignore sleep, and nothing else works. Not the perfect diet, not the best exercise routine, not the most expensive supplements. Sleep is non-negotiable. What really changes? 5. Your relationship with yourself. Okay, this one's not biological, it's existential, but it's just as real, maybe more real. For decades, maybe your whole adult life, you've defined yourself by what you do. Mother, wife, partner, professional, caretaker, daughter, friend. The one who holds it all together. The one everyone depends on. And your hormones were literally programming you to prioritize those roles, to get satisfaction from taking care of others, to feel good when you put everyone else first, to derive your sense of worth from being needed. That's not culture. That's not socialization. Well, it's not just those things. That's biology. Estrogen and progesterone were driving those impulses. But now, those hormones are declining. And suddenly, you're asking questions you never asked before. What do I actually want? Who am I when I'm not taking care of everyone else? Is this really how I want to spend the rest of my life? Do I even like this person I've become? What would I do if I could do anything? These questions feel selfish. They feel scary. They feel disloyal to the people who depend on you. You feel guilty for even thinking them. Like you're a bad mother, a bad wife, a bad person for wanting something different. But they're not selfish. They're essential. Because what's really changing is that your body is releasing you from the biological imperative to prioritize everyone else. It's saying, okay, we're done with that program. The kids are grown, or growing. The reproductive years are over. Now what do you want? Who do you want to be? What legacy do you want to leave? And that's terrifying. Because maybe you don't know. Maybe you've spent so long being what everyone needed that you forgot who you actually are underneath all those roles. Maybe you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. Not just physically, existentially. This identity shift, this existential questioning, this is the change nobody prepares you for, and it's the one that matters most. Because you can manage hot flashes. You can adjust your diet for your new metabolism. You can improve your sleep hygiene. But if you don't know who you are anymore, if you've lost your sense of self, that's the crisis that derails women during menopause. And here's what I know. This questioning isn't the problem. It's the invitation. An invitation to discover who you really are when you're not performing roles for everyone else. What really changes? Number 6. Your relationship to your body. Here's something nobody talks about. The grief. For decades, your body was predictable. You knew how it worked. You knew what it needed. You had a relationship with it based on certain assumptions. And now, everything's different. Your body doesn't respond to exercise the way it used to. You can't eat the same foods without consequences. Your skin is changing. Your hair is changing. Your energy levels are erratic. And there's this deep, quiet grief for the body you used to have. The body that bounced back. The body that could pull all-nighters. The body that looked a certain way and made you feel a certain way about yourself. Nobody talks about this grief. So women feel like they're being vain or shallow for mourning these changes. But it's not vanity. It's loss. Real loss. Your body was a major part of your identity, and now it's changing in ways you can't control. That deserves to be acknowledged and grieved. But here's the other side. Menopause also offers the possibility of a new relationship with your body. One that's not based on how it looks or what it can produce, but on how it feels, what it can do, the wisdom it carries. This is an opportunity to befriend your body in a deeper way, to appreciate it for carrying you through decades of life, to care for it with tenderness instead of judgment. But you can't get there without acknowledging the grief first. Solution number 1, the brain support breakfast. Okay, enough about what's changing. Let's talk about what you actually do. Your brain needs fuel. Specific fuel. Every single morning. Here's the non-negotiable breakfast formula. The Phoenix Power Bowl. Base: 2 scrambled eggs or Greek yogurt. Protein for stable blood sugar. Aim for 25 to 30 grams. Healthy fat: half an avocado or handful of walnuts. Brain fuel: your brain is 60% fat. Slow carb: berries or steel-cut oats. Sustained energy without blood sugar spike. Brain boosters: sprinkle of ground flaxseed, plus pinch of cinnamon. Why this works? Protein stabilizes blood sugar so you don't crash at 10 a.m. and raid the break room for donuts. Healthy fats support brain cell membranes and hormone production. Your brain needs fat to make neurotransmitters. Slow carbs provide steady glucose for brain function. Your brain runs on glucose, but it needs steady glucose, not spikes and crashes. Flaxseed provides omega-3s, anti-inflammatory, and lignans that support estrogen metabolism. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar and reduces insulin resistance. Make this every morning for 2 weeks. Watch your brain fog lift. Watch your energy stabilize. Watch your mood improve. Watch your cravings decrease, not because it's magic, because you're giving your brain what it needs to function during this transition. Pro tip: prep ingredients the night before. Hard-boil eggs in advance. Pre-portion nuts and berries. Make it as easy as possible for groggy morning you. Solution number 2, the metabolism reset strategy. Okay. Here's the deal with your metabolism. You can't change the fact that it's shifted, but you can work with it instead of against it. Here's your new framework. Rule number 1, eat on a schedule. Same times every day. Breakfast within an hour of waking. Lunch 4 to 5 hours later. Dinner 4 to 5 hours after that. No grazing, no skipping meals. Why? Your insulin sensitivity is already compromised. Consistent meal timing helps regulate it. Your body learns when to expect food and optimizes digestion and hormone production accordingly. Rule number 2, protein. First, at every meal, eat your protein first, then vegetables, then healthy fats. Carbs last. And if you can, minimize them. Why? This order slows glucose absorption and maximizes satiety. Protein triggers satiety hormones. Fiber from vegetables slows digestion. Fat provides sustained energy. Carbs get absorbed more slowly when eaten last. Target: 25-30 grams of protein per meal. That's 4 oz chicken, fish, or meat, 4 eggs, 1.5 cups Greek yogurt, 1 cup cottage cheese. Rule number 3, strength train 2 to 3 weeks per week, not cardio. Strength: lifting weights, resistance bands, bodyweight exercises. Why? Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories 24/7, even when you're sleeping. It helps regulate blood sugar, It increases insulin sensitivity. Building muscle literally rebuilds your metabolism. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. 30–40 minutes, 2 to 3 times per week. Focus on compound movements that work multiple muscle groups: squats, deadlifts, push-ups, rows, overhead press. Rule number 4, stop restricting calories. I know. This goes against everything you've been told, but restricting calories during menopause backfires. Hard. Why? Calorie restriction raises cortisol. High cortisol increases belly fat storage, disrupts sleep, and tanks your metabolism further. You end up tired, hungry, and heavier. Instead, eat enough. Fuel your body properly. Focus on food quality and meal timing, not calorie counting. And here's the thing about visceral belly fat: you can't spot reduce it. But when you build muscle and improve insulin sensitivity through strength training and protein intake, it's the first fat your body burns. Give this 12 weeks. Your body needs time to adapt to this new approach. But I promise you, this works better than any restrictive diet ever will. Solution number 3, the Stress Regulation Toolkit. Since your stress response system is amplified, you need daily practices that actively regulate your nervous system. This isn't optional. This is as necessary as brushing your teeth. Pick one of these and do it every day for 30 days. Option 1, box breathing, 4 minutes. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Repeat for 4 minutes. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest mode, and lowers cortisol in real time. Do this first thing in the morning, before stressful meetings, when you feel anxiety rising, before bed. Option 2, cold exposure, 30 seconds. End your shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Start with just your face and hands if full body feels too intense. Cold exposure reduces inflammation, resets your nervous system, and increases resilience to stress over time. Option 3, humming or singing, 5 minutes. Seriously, humming or singing stimulates your vagus nerve, which regulates your stress response. Do it while you're driving, cooking, folding laundry. It doesn't matter what you hum or sing. The vibration in your throat is what matters. Option 4, legs up the wall, 10 minutes. Lie on your back with your legs up against a wall. This gentle inversion calms your nervous system, improves circulation, and signals safety to your brain. Read, listen to music, or just breathe while you're there. Option 5, morning sunlight, 10 minutes. Get outside within 30 minutes of waking. No sunglasses. Let the morning light hit your eyes. This regulates your circadian rhythm, supports cortisol patterns, high in morning, low at night, and improves mood. These aren't luxuries. These are nervous system maintenance. They're how you build resilience in a body with a more sensitive stress response. Solution number 4, the Sleep Sanctuary Protocol. Your sleep architecture has changed, so your sleep environment and routine need to change too. Here's your new non-negotiable sleep protocol. 7 p.m. Sunset routine. Begins, dim lights throughout your house, no overhead lighting after sunset. Use lamps, candles, warm-toned bulbs. Signal to your body that day is ending. Why? Bright light suppresses melatonin production. Your brain thinks it's still daytime. Dimming lights gradually tells your brain to start producing melatonin. 8:30 p.m. Digital sunset. All screens off. Phone, TV, computer, tablet. If you must use a screen, wear blue light blocking glasses. Plus, turn on night mode. Why? Blue light from screens is the most disruptive to melatonin production. 1 hour before bed, give your brain a break. 9 p.m. Wind down ritual. Magnesium glycinate, 300-400 milliliters. Check with your doctor first. Warm bath or shower raises core temperature, then the drop afterward signals sleep. Gentle stretching or restorative yoga. Herbal tea, chamomile, passion flower, valerian. 9:30 p.m. Brain dump. Write down anything on your mind. Tomorrow's to-do list, worries, thoughts, whatever's spinning in your head. Get it out of your brain and onto paper. Why? Your brain will keep spinning if it thinks it needs to remember something. Writing it down tells your brain, "We got it. You can rest now." 10 p.m. Bed. Room temperature, 65, 68 degrees. Cool room. Better deep sleep. Total darkness, blackout curtains or sleep mask. White noise or fan if helpful. Masks disruptive sounds. Comfortable, breathable bedding. If you wake at 3 a.m., don't look at the clock, knowing that time creates anxiety. Do a body scan relaxation or box breathing. Do not grab your phone. Blue light will wake you up more. If you can't fall back asleep in 20 minutes, get up and do something boring in dim light until you feel sleepy again. This seems like a lot. I know, but after 1 week, it becomes automatic. And the payoff is massive. Better sleep equal better mood, better memory, better metabolism, better stress resilience, better everything. Solution number 5, the supplement support system. Okay, let me be super clear. Supplements are support, not solutions. They work alongside good habits, not instead of them. Always talk to your doctor before starting any supplement. Your health is unique. Some supplements interact with medications. Some aren't appropriate for certain conditions. That said, here are the supplement suggestions that can support what's changing, and remember to share this with your physician. For brain function, omega-3, EPA-DHA, 2,000 milligrams daily, supports brain cell membranes and reduces inflammation. B-complex, with methylated B12 and folate, supports neurotransmitter production and energy. Phosphatidylserine, 100-300 milliliters, supports memory and cognitive function. For metabolism, chromium, 200-400 mg, helps regulate blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. Alpha-lipoic acid, 300-600 mg, supports mitochondrial function and insulin sensitivity. CoQ10, 100-200 mg, supports cellular energy production. Berberine, 500 mg or 2-3 kicks daily, improves insulin sensitivity, works similarly to metformin. For stress response, ashwagandha, 300-600 milliliter, adaptogen that helps regulate cortisol, L-theanine, 200 milliliter, promotes calm without sedation, magnesium glycinate, 300-400 milliliter, calms nervous system, supports sleep, rhodiola, 200 hard, 400 milliliter, adaptogen that improves stress resilience and energy. For sleep, magnesium glycinate, 300-400 millimolars before bed, most absorbable form, supports deep sleep. L-theanine, 200 milliliter evening, promotes relaxation. Glycine, 3G before bed, supports deep sleep and sleep quality. Melatonin, 0.5 to 1 urimiang, not Temi gummies, lower doses work better. For hormone support, DIM, diindolylmethane, 100-200 milliliters, supports healthy estrogen metabolism. Vitamin D3, 2,000-5,000 IU, get levels tested, many women are deficient. Black cohosh, 40-80 milliliters, may reduce hot flashes. Evening primrose oil, 500 1000 milliliters, supports hormone balance. Remember, these don't replace sleep hygiene, stress management, or good nutrition. They enhance them. Work with a doctor who understands menopause. Ideally, a menopause specialist or integrative medicine practitioner. Get your levels tested: hormone panel, vitamin D, B12, iron, thyroid. Start one supplement at a time. Wait 2 weeks before adding another so you know what's actually helping. And give things time. Supplements aren't pharmaceuticals. They support your body's natural processes. That takes weeks, not days. The Phoenix transformation. Now, here's the thing about all these changes. They're not happening to you. They're happening for you. Your brain is upgrading to a more integrated operating system, one that uses both hemispheres more effectively, one that sees patterns more clearly, one that cuts through bullshit faster. Your metabolism is shifting to prioritize different things, not reproduction, but longevity, not aesthetic goals, but functional strength. Your stress response is recalibrating, asking you to protect your energy, set boundaries, say no to what drains you. Your sleep is reorganizing, demanding that you prioritize rest, that you stop burning the candle at both ends. Your identity is evolving, inviting you to discover who you are beyond the roles you've played, beyond what everyone else needs from you. This is not decline. This is transformation. But transformation is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's like being a caterpillar dissolving in the cocoon, not yet a butterfly. You're in between. You're becoming. And that in-between place, it's disorienting. It's vulnerable. It requires you to let go of who you were to become who you're meant to be. That's hard. That takes courage. That requires support. The Phoenix community. And here's what I know about Phoenixes. We don't go through this alone. We rise together. That's why I'm building this Phoenix community, a space where women like us refuse to disappear, where we refuse to accept the narrative that menopause is decline, where we share what's working, what's not, and what we're learning along the way. We're not suffering through menopause. We're transforming through it. We're becoming more ourselves, not less. More powerful, not less. More clear, not less. If you're ready to join the Phoenix community, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. We're learning together, growing together, and transforming together. Which of these 5 solutions are you starting with? The brain support breakfast, the metabolism reset, the stress regulation toolkit, the sleep sanctuary, the supplement support. Go to the comments and tell me. Make it public. Make it real. Let the other Phoenixes know what you're committing to. And tell me, what change has surprised you most? What's been harder than you expected? What's been better than you feared? Because when you share your experience, you help another woman feel less alone. You validate her struggle. You give her permission to be honest about hers. You show her she's not crazy, she's not broken, she's not failing. That's what we do in the Phoenix community. We light the path for each other. Hit that like button if this explains something you've been wondering about. Subscribe if you're ready to be part of this Phoenix community, where we're rewriting the menopause narrative. Share this with one woman who needs to understand these changes, because when one Phoenix rises, she shows others the way. Hey Phoenix, if you couldn't do it today, just do it tomorrow, but do not give up. Failure is not an option. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be. And these changes, they're not the end of something. They're the beginning of something. They're preparing you for the most powerful phase of your life. The phase where you know yourself, where you trust yourself, where you use your voice, where you stop apologizing for taking up space. The Phoenix phase. See you in the next video. And hey, thanks for making us company, and remember to take care of yourself.